Next, we have Ved Prakash Vudeja, Vice Chairman, Rail Land Development Authority in India, talking about the plans for the redevelopment of stations to world-class hubs under the RLDA. Engage with him using the live discussion box right next to the presentation window. Over to you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure to participate in the 22nd edition of the Asia Pacific Rail 2020. Asia presents an exciting region of tremendous opportunities. It is poised to emerge as the next generation infrastructure hub due to the spate of developmental initiatives in the past few years. Asia Pacific Rail 2020 is a one-of-a-kind platform for the convergence of experts and the railway fraternity to showcase achievements of rail systems across the world, as well as to deliberate on the path ahead. It is a wonderful opportunity to collaborate, learn, network, and deliberate on important issues in the railway sector across the world. Before I begin speaking on my topic, the plans for the redevelopment of stations to world-class hubs under the RLDA, I will take this opportunity to introduce my organization, that is Rail Land Development Authority. Rail Land Development Authority, RLDA, is a statutory authority under the Ministry of Railways, which is mandated with the development of surplus railway land across the country through commercial development and to generate revenue by non-tariff measures. Indian Railways has about 43,000 hectares of surplus land across the country, and most of the land is prone to encroachment and is presently under suboptimal use. Presently, RLDA is having 4 kinds of projects which covers a very wide spectrum of investors. Commercial development of vacant land parcel, that is the greenfield development. Then we have got railway station redevelopment, then colony redevelopment, and multifunctional complexes. The development initiatives of RLDA will not only put the vacant land parcels to better use, but also create a lot of economic activities, thereby leading to job creations. I will discuss these verticals one by one. Commercial sites which we have, presently we are having about 92 commercial sites across India, which have a potential of around 7,500 crore rupees. These are green field projects where almost completely vacant land is to be developed and no relocation of any railway asset is involved. These plots are suitable for commercial as well as residential development. Out of 92, we have already fixed developers for 24 sites, and bids for 23 sites are planned to be invited in 2021. Prominent sites for commercial development include Mahalakshmi in Mumbai, Salt Lake, Howrah, Shakur Basti in New Delhi, Victoria Crescent in Chennai, MTS Colony in Hubli, and Lancer Lines in Hyderabad. They are lined up for bidding during the current financial year. Then we have got multifunctional complexes or MFCs. These projects provide opportunities for small investors to invest in real estate. The MFCs are positioned within the circulating area of the railway stations near station buildings. These MFCs will command high footfall, including passengers, as captive customers, since they will provide enhanced passenger amenities for the public under one roof, within walking distance from the railway platforms. The complex may have a budget hotel, lodging and boarding arrangements and restaurants and some retail shops. Clearances are not required from local authorities for development of MFCs, since they function as operational buildings of the railways. RLDA has been entrusted with 123 sites for development of MFCs, out of which 58 multifunctional complexes have already been leased out for a period of 45 years to various developers across India. 13 MFCs out of these have already been commissioned and the remaining are in various phases of construction. Then we have got redevelopment of railway colonies. This is the third type of model which we are having with RLDA. In this redevelopment of railway colonies, which are being developed without any cost to railways by efficient utilization of FSI, thus creating railway colony in one pocket of land and freeing the rest of land for monetization, which can be leased out to a potential developer. This model ensures efficient utilization of surplus FAR available in the railway colonies, which are spread out in prime areas of most of the cities of our country. Prospective bidders may get prime land in the heart of cities for this model of premier commercial development. 84 railway colonies redevelopment projects at enviable locations all over the country are interested to RLDA at present, and which target an approximate gross revenue potential of about 4,500 crores. Recently, one project for redevelopment of a railway colony has already been bid out in Guwahati, and bids for Chilkalguda and Rifle Range colonies in Hyderabad have been invited. RLDA is expecting very good response in these colonies. Other colonies in the pipeline are at Bandra West, Mumbai, Santa Cruz, Khar, they are all in Mumbai, then Tilak Bridge and Lodi colony in New Delhi, and colonies in Varanasi, Gorakhpur, Bareilly, Patna, Ludhiana, Vijayawada, Lucknow, Mangalore, Rajkot, Bhavnagar, Pune, Hubli, etc. and a host of cities where we are developing our colonies. RLDA will be shortly inviting bids for redevelopment of a railway colony at Boulevard Road, adjacent to Tees Hazari Court in Delhi. The site spans about 5.4 acres and will be developed as a residential project. The proposed upscale residential development is envisioned as a self-sufficient neighborhood endowed with state-of-the-art amenities. Its strategic location and excellent connectivity to Tees Hazari Metro Station, ISBT, Kashmiri Gate, North Campus and Vidhan Sabha will make it a preferred destination for homeowners. Its location in the bungalow zone will foster elite development with high-end villas, bungalows and plotted residential development. Exclusive commercial development is also proposed on the site facing the busy Lala Hardev Sahai Marg. The redevelopment is planned around the concept of biophilic urbanism, which is emerging as an important design principle for cities with natural design features that address multiple pressures related to climate change, increasing urban populations, finite solutions, and our inherent need for contact with nature. The principle directs the creation of urban environments that are conducive to life, delivering a range of benefits to stakeholders, including building owners, occupiers, and the surrounding community. Then station development is our priority item. This is the most priority item of our key mandates which has been given to us by Government of India. We are developing railway stations under various models such as PPP, joint development with state, PSUs, EPC and other models. This mandate is an integral component of the Smart City projects launched by the Government of India. RLDA is currently working on 62 stations in a phased manner, while its subsidiary, Indian Railway Station Development Corporation, has taken up another 61 stations. An investment of about 50,000 crores is envisaged through redevelopment of these 123 railway stations in the coming 5 to 6 years time. Most of these projects are situated in metro cities or prominent tourist destinations. The redevelopment of these stations will offer state-of-the-art amenities and the best experience to the customers. It will also boost the tourism potential, bolster the local economy, and enhance real estate as well as investment prospects of the surrounding regions. Of the 62 stations in the pipeline with RLDA, we are aiming to focus on the redevelopment of at least 21 railway stations across India in the current financial year. Some of these are New Delhi, Dehradun, Tirupati, Nellore, Pondicherry, Lucknow, and others. The station redevelopment process encompasses two components, that is station development and station estate development. Station development is the core area entailing a conceptual design on standard and modular prefabricated construction design principles which can be scalable. Station estate development is the non-core area wherein the concessionaire is free to choose the type of development as per their assessment of market demand and leverage private sector efficiency and innovation. The cost of redevelopment will be met by leveraging commercial development of spare railway land and airspace in and around the station. The total concession period is 60 years, including the construction period. In the case of attached residential development, the lease period will be 99 years. Our flagship project is the redevelopment of New Delhi railway station. We recently conducted the second online pre-bid meeting for the redevelopment of the New Delhi railway station, and it witnessed the enthusiastic participation of over 40 leading companies and consultants such as SNCF, Arabian Construction Company, Anchorage Infrastructure, Adani Group, GMR Group, and many others. Redevelopment of New Delhi railway station entails a mandatory development of station component, road network, and relocation of railway offices worth about Rs 5,000 crores. Further, an investment of about Rs 1,200 crore is envisaged in the development of station estate component, which is non-mandatory for commercial component. The aim of this project is to position the New Delhi railway station as a multimodal hub by upgrading infrastructure and provisioning for amenities such as an elevated concourse with segregation of arriving and departing passengers, refurbished platforms with easy access from the concourse level, mezzanine level exclusively for passengers facilities such as lounges, food courts and restrooms, an elevated road network with multiple entry and exit points, a multi-level car parking facility, and green building provisions such as optimum use of natural ventilation and lighting. The project is expected to be completed in 4 years' time. Being the national capital, the city is a nerve center of political, commercial, and tourism activities. New Delhi railway station, as you know, was established by East India Company in 1926 to serve the growing transport needs of the Indian population. It was a single building then, and new structures were added over the years. The station has today emerged as one of the busiest in India and is one of the highest revenue generators for the Indian Railways. It caters to about 4.5 lakh passengers daily. The development will be in line with the Honorable Prime Minister's vision of New India and is an attempt to promote New Delhi as a world-class tourism destination on a global map. The project will transform one of the busiest stations into a world-class transit hub. The station will be equipped with state-of-the-art amenities such as an elevated concourse, multi-level car parking, food courts, hotels and offices. The modernization and upgradation of these facilities will offer curated experience to the commuters without diluting its historical significance. The project also includes a significant commercial component, a mix of retail, office and hospitality developments such as 5-star hotels, budget hotels and service apartments on approximately 30 acres of land. It also aims to establish a business district on the outer circle of Connaught Place and near Bhavbhuti Marg, close to Civic Centre. The station will be integrated with DMRC Yellow Line, Airport Express Line and with the Connaught Place outer circle through a pedestrian boulevard. RLDA is also in the advanced stage to start the redevelopment of Dehradun railway station. The project will be implemented in collaboration with Mussoorie Dehradun Development Authority (MDDA), It spans across 25 acres of land, which involves mandatory development such as station building and railway passenger amenities, including offices and a good circulating area, underground parking, and about 6 acres of land will be allocated for the real estate development. The railway station will be developed under the PPP model, and the railway station's mandatory cost will be about 125 crores. The redeveloped station will be equipped with amenities such as segregation of arrival and departure through foot over bridges, new departure and arrival concourse at ground level, food and beverages outlets, elevators and escalators on each platform, relocation of the new Mussoorie bus station and its integration with the railway station. RLDA is in the final stages of awarding the development rights for the redevelopment of railway stations in Nellore and Tirupati, located in Andhra Pradesh. These redevelopment projects aim at making Tirupati and Nellore as multimodal transit hubs endowed with state-of-the-art amenities, including differently abled friendly access ramps and elevators, and green building features such as rainwater harvesting and solar energy generation. The cost of the project is estimated to be about 53 crore for Nellore and about 230 crore for Tirupati. Both these stations will be redeveloped on a PPP DB Fort model with a design, build, operate, transport model. They will have operational areas like administrative areas, miscellaneous technical area, security and station operation staff areas, besides world-class amenities for passengers such as shopping, hospitality, food court, cloakroom, dormitories and executive lounges. Another significant project is the redevelopment of Puducherry railway station. Puducherry has emerged as a popular weekend gateway due to its proximity to the major cities of Chennai, Bangalore and Coimbatore. It witnesses massive annual tourist footfall that is slated to rise to about 25 lakhs, 2.5 million by 2022. The region holds the potential for the development of grade A office spaces as well as retail redevelopment. The proposed redevelopment will be endowed with the state-of-the-art amenities such as provisions for differently abled harmonious coexistence of the railway station and real estate projects, green building among others on DB Fort model. RLDA has already initiated action on railway stations in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities as well. For example, the railway station at Gomti Nagar, Lucknow is being developed in collaboration with NBCC under the APC model. Tenders have been invited for redevelopment of Safdarjung railway station in New Delhi and Ajni Junction at Nagpur, both on APC mode, while Safdarjung is in collaboration with IRCON and Ajni is in collaboration with NHAI. The other major railway stations in the pipeline for the year are Charbagh Lucknow, Ernakulam Junction, Faridabad, Kanyakumari, Rameshwaram, Madurai, Kozhikode, Tamram, Delhi Kent, Jammu, Panipat, Bhuj, Puri, Vijayawada, Vishakhapatnam, Renigunta. Renigunta is near Tirupati. The ambitious project of station redevelopment will have a cascading effect on the growth of sectors such as real estate, tourism and hospitality, banking and financial services and many more. Once completed, it will not only ensure the turnaround of the surrounding regions, it will also bolster tourism prospects. For instance, the stations of cities in South India such as Kanyakumari, Rameshwaram, Madurai, Kozhikode, Tirupati and Puri can be visualized as a temple circuit for tourism purposes. The ensuing economic development accelerated by this planned redevelopment of the railway stations will push India into a higher growth trajectory. I would like to thank Terrapin for giving me this a wonderful opportunity to interact with some of the brightest luminaries across the world. Over the past 2 decades, Asia Pacific Rail 2020 has emerged as a powerful medium for bringing stakeholders in the railway segment on one platform. the COVID-19 pandemic has forced us to go virtual to adapt to the new normal, I would like to extend my heartiest wishes to Terrapin that has set a benchmark in seamless event organization and management across the sectors globally. I hope that Asia Pacific Rail will continue to attract and catalyze positive change in the railway systems across the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you. A great look at the upcoming plans. Please stay tuned for the next sessions.